me is Velma Dinkley, and I've decided to finally share the bone-chilling events that drove me to assemble the greatest team of spooky mystery solvers ever. This is my story, told my way. She has no brain! I'm not dissing her. She has no brain! And it starts with a murder.
StreamBlast podcast, joined by
K9 Biscuits and Blackjack.
Velma.
Show was terrible. So I wasn't trying to hate watch this. I never disliked a Scooby-Doo crossover. There was plenty of crossover. Incarnation.
Yes.
There was plenty of Incarnation, and I found this was boring. Not really worth my time. There's plenty of Scooby-Doo movies and incarnations of that. But this is the first one where I actively really just hated it because I've seen I didn't see the full show trailer, but I've seen the teasers, and they have some bad meta humor in it. But I was still giving the show a chance because I was still looking forward to seeing the show because I still like the art style. Right. I think the art style is pretty good for what it is, and it's pretty. It definitely has budget in it for an HBO Max show.
Fair.
Yeah. If there's a highlight to the show, it's definitely the art. It's definitely the animation, the art style of it. It's not bad. It's not this is what I'm looking for. Like a rip-off of Family Guy or Rick and Morty.
I see. I thought you were going to go Cal Arts direction. Where it's it's not. No. It doesn't look like Steven Universe the seventh time.
It's actually anime a lot like the Harley Quinn show.
Right.
That's the anime, and I like that, and I really like that show. But I was looking forward to it because I was okay, everyone's hating on it, but I'm curious. Hopefully there's some good out of this, and it was despicable the whole way through. It's none of these jokes are funny, and the thing about it, it's it constantly has meta humor, and it's breaking its world so much before it's established it because I can't laugh with these characters, and I can't laugh with the meta humor because you're just breaking the world before you make it.
It seems like Warner Brothers animation very specifically tends to do this in any moment where the platform it's on is either going through turmoil or just changing. You had, for instance, Lunatics Unleashed is sort of a very alternate take on the Looney Tunes years and years and years after it was originally formed, and that was at a time when Kids WB was falling off, and the quote was from the WB leaders, they were like, well, any negative publicity is still good publicity, so they were fine with that. Obviously, a more recent option is Teen Titans Go, another incarnation of Teen Titans that people just really didn't like, but kids did so it drew attention. But again, any viewership is good viewership. Thus,
that one has a weird history. Cause I remember Teen Titans Go came up from the DC Nation short thing, yeah. And there was little Teen Titans shorts.
That's right.
But they were animated similar way to the old show.
Yes.
And they were just chibi, and they were just trying to make a show kind of like that, but they were changing up a little bit. Right. And we got Teen Titans Go, and the first batch of episodes, the first season was just very childish humor.
You're right.
It wasn't really that funny.
The more it went toward where it actually is based from. And,
the people who spoke out about it more is who are more fans of the original show that wish it would continue more. Yeah. And they were hating on it, so they would start making episodes based around the hate.
That's right.
I honestly think Teen Titans Go as a show, it got better over time.
Well, they had to deal with the assault. Yeah. Of the show itself, and I think that fueled the fire for them to try harder. I'm not going to test the theory. I don't want to find out. If it did get better, I have no interest.
I can say if you're not into it, you don't have to watch. It's a specific thing, but for me, I think the writing has gotten a little bit better, or it's it's a little bit funnier. It's more hit than miss, but it's still hit and miss. But I'd say it's a little bit more hit. But there's still a couple of episodes just it's not funny.
Absolutely.
It's not funny. But it doesn't make me cringe. There's not despicable jokes where it's that's just I hate that joke. Understood. That's just not funny. Unlike the show we're talking about, Velma does.
Yeah. Getting back to Velma though, it's Scooby-Doo is such a long-running franchise, and like you were saying, like, you know, there are so many incarnations of Scooby-Doo. Just so many versions. I mean, I think my favorite is the What's New Scooby-Doo iteration. Not only does it have the best intro, I think, of any Scooby-Doo series, it's just that What's New Scooby-Doo is such just packed in nostalgia.
I'm surprised they didn't go with Mystery Incorporated. That's everyone's favorite so far.
Apparently, you know, but I don't know. Like, everything about that is just... It doesn't change the formula much. You know what I mean? Like, What's New Scooby-Doo
I haven't tried watching it. I need it. I know one of our friends like it a lot. I need to try watching Mr. Incorporated. I need to find the time to sit down and watch it. But I like the art style of it though. Yeah, I like a lot of the clips I've seen of it.
Yeah, but What's New Scooby-Doo doesn't change the formula much at all. But it's just something where it's cool to go back to. But Velma is like it. You know, I watched the rest of the first episode with you today, and it's like, you know, I brought this up to him, like, we get to like probably like 90% of the runtime of the first episode. It's like this is an episode in which Fred is unlikable, Daphne is in a weird aggressive
She's a popular
girl. Velma is very aggressively annoying and also an asshole. And there's no Shaggy. There's Norville. He has a terrible voice.
That is Shaggy.
But he's Shaggy, but he doesn't do drugs. He's alternate Shaggy. And there's no Scooby. It's like, what kind of...
Shaggy...
what the fuck? What is this?
That is Norville's character that, like, they established within the universe that he doesn't do drugs. But, like, no. The joke is that, like, Shaggy... You think Shaggy does drugs. Harvey Birdman made that joke a long time ago where you think Shaggy does drugs, but he doesn't.
Really?
Because, like, the joke on Harvey Birdman was, you know, they were on trial because he was caught with the police. Shaggy was caught. Scooby and Shaggy were caught with the police because it seemed like they were high. But it turns out they weren't high. They were just stupid. They were just hungry.
That's crazy.
But also that was a demand from Hanna-Barbera because they were protecting the Scooby-Doo IP. It was like, no, Shaggy and Scooby do not do drugs. They do not smoke marijuana.
Yeah. All right.
Because, you know, it's still for children.
I mean... Hanna-Barbera could just be the protective parent claiming that, you know, Shaggy isn't, you know, doing drugs because, you know, that would look bad.
Yeah, but they're only protective on IPs they still want to sell to children, like the Flintstones and stuff. There's a current show going on called Jellystone.
Yeah.
And there's only some characters they can use on there. Like, even though Scooby-Doo's Hanna-Barbera, they can't use Scooby-Doo on there. They can't use, like, Fred Flintstone for some reason. I guess because they still use them on, like, cereal boxes and such. Huh. But yeah, because I know they have certain rules and guidelines for what characters they can and can't use. You heard of Jellystone?
I've heard of it.
Yeah, it's it's a show of like all these Hanna-Barbera characters living in the same town.
Absolutely.
It's made by the same. It's like an extension. It's an extension of Chowder.
That's cool.
It's a funny show. It's just an extension of Chowder. It feels just like Chowder.
I'll definitely have to check it out then. I mean, hearing that, I mean, Chowder was one of my favorite back in the day. So.
When I originally said it was disappointing, when during our group chat, I just only watched the first episode. But I just kept continuing on. It's like, oh, it gets better, and it's just Chowder. It's just more Chowder.
That's cool. I mean, again, if there's one thing I would love, it's more Chowder.
Yeah.
Yeah, that show sadly died out once. Once Adventure Time and regular show came around, those Chowder and Flapjack both were axed immediately.
It had a good run though.
But Flapjack was dark as shit.
Flapjack was dark as shit, and also J.G. Quintel was a key member of the Flapjack show. Yeah. So once regular show got rolling, that was already going to be
I think Flapjack done. Was funny with this gross out humor and close-up
Absolutely.
Shows.
Yeah, that was great.
It reminded me a lot of classic SpongeBob the way it does it. Besides playing Ren and Stimpy.
Right.
It's a lot of Nickelodeon humor. Old Nickelodeon humor.
Right. Yeah, that was definitely a thing back in the 90s, that style.
There's the Haunted Hotel.
If that's the hotel, I'm sleeping in the van. Who's with me? Route me in.
So yeah, let's do this. I've avoided it long enough with winks and nods. Let's finally talk about the only thing you've ever really wanted to know about me. Is Velma Dinkley?
Velma, snap out of it! You fed the cat Sophie's prenatal vitamins.
Oh, sorry. I was just thinking about Mom. And only Mom. She disappeared at Fred's house. Bye!
And now, back to more exciting adventures of Scooby-Doo.
But going back to a show that we don't want to talk about, clearly, because we're just avoiding how awful this thing is. But yeah, like Velma is just, it's just not really it's just incredible how, like, you look at it. Look, if you look at it through the lens of, like, how did we fucking get here? How did we write this? Like, how did we get to the point where Velma is this character? And by the way, I'll give it one positive that I haven't heard anyone reviewing this show talk about, and that is that the idea that Velma gets, like, panic attacks when trying to solve mysteries, because the first mystery that she solved, it's like tied into her mother leaving them, and the mystery of finding out how that ties into how, like, where her mother is and why she left, and that trying to find certain things out just stresses her out to an extreme degree. I think that actually is executed well. I think that's a logical thing to do with this character. Mm-hmm. But everything else around it, like everything, I mean every single part of this show outside of that, like the high school bullshit, and I don't really like the high school bullshit shows anyway, like, it just doesn't execute it well. I'm watching Danny Phantom. It's like, there's a show that manages to do high school very well, and there's a fun rewatch. This, like,
I can go down the list, but keep in mind, this is an adult show.
Yes, but that's the other thing, is with adult shows, it's like, sadly, adult shows seem to do this thing where it's either much darker and very good, or light in tone, but it's all shit, fuck, shit, ha, 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 shit, fuck, and, like, stupid humor. Humor that's, like, so like, just boring. It's like, this show, like, I don't know what the fuck the humor is, and I don't know what the fuck the dialogue is. Like, the dialogue sucks, the humor sucks.
Well, I can deal with sucky humor as long as you have, like, good characters to go with it, because, like, the thing about this show is, it, like, even if you take out the Scooby-Doo license, if you take out the Scooby-Doo names, it's like,
these people could be anyone.
I know, but the thing is, they're unlikable. Like, I'll take any, like, we have dozen incarnations of, like, Scooby-Doo.
Right.
And, like, I can take them being radically different, but the problem is they're just very unlikable. Like, I've seen incarnations, like I mentioned before, I've seen incarnations of, like, other series that have, like, wildly different takes on certain characters, and they've done better. 2017's DuckTales have, like, radically different incarnations of, like, certain characters from the 80s show. But they're really good characters, so you don't mind those incarnations at all. And I prefer those newer characters incarnations over the older ones, because they're just really good characters.
Absolutely.
These characters, none of them are likable. I don't want to follow any of them, and like, because of that, I can't really laugh with them. I can't really laugh at their jokes. It's like any other show, like, with, like, even with, like, lamer jokes. Like, we just watched, like, a weird show called Koala Man after this, and, like, the jokes in that weren't funny, but they had some charm to them, because, like, I was digging the characters, at least. Yeah. They were, like, that show wasn't terribly mean-spirited. This show is terribly mean-spirited.
Yeah, there's no energy either to, like, the momentum of the show isn't, there's no momentum to the show either. That's what's strange. It's like nothing's really, there's no motion to it. You know, it's like, we're here, and then we're here. I'm not sure
where it's going for.
Like you said, there's just no motivation for me, and we're going to talk about Last of Us, but, like, there's no, and that's the complete opposite. There's no motivation for me to want to follow this through, like, episode 1 to, like, we're waiting for episodes, like, 9 to, like, 24 of Sonic Prime. We've been waiting for that. I'm interested enough to wait for that. This, I could give a fuck if they released all the episodes of Velma, because all of these characters suck. And again, like, what are we doing? Why is Fred like this? Why are their dynamics, like, so shitty? Right? Like, and the repetitive jokes suck.
Why is, like, the show so mean-spirited?
Yeah. Like,
because, like, this is like a Scooby-Doo universe. Like, adult Scooby-Doo has been done before. Scooby-Doo has crossed over with Supernatural. Mm-hmm. There's been plenty of parodies. And, like, there was better, like, adult parodies have been done in Scooby-Doo before. I'm going to pause it. I'm going to pause the video. I want to. There's a quick clip of the Venture Bros parody of Scooby-Doo. But even Venture Bros did a better better Scooby-Doo adult parody before.
Yeah, the way they decided to take that in the directions they took it in just a 2-minute span. Again, these are interesting directions that leave you wanting to know where they're going to go with it. Whereas, again, we go back to Velma, it's like, well, there's not even a lot of gas in the tank to see where this goes. It's like it's such a bare bones attempt.
This show is constantly smelling its own farts, how being meta it is. You remember that joke where Shaggy was like, I'm pretty sure this has something to do with drugs, which I hate. He just looks at the camera and just it's
a pause for 5 seconds.
Yeah. It's constantly smelling its own farts. You remember that shower scene where it's like, don't you hate it when shows show gratuitous nudity for no reason?
Well, there's also the what is it? Like where Velma's in the police station. She's like, I used to do that, but not anymore. And then she just stares off in the distance. But you mentioned this. The pacing for a lot of these jokes is off.
Yeah, the timing it's just off. It just doesn't work. And it's just so unfunny.
Yeah, and they held on it for 10 seconds too. That's why are you? Yeah, that's the thing where it's I don't know if you don't even know how to fill an episode, because if you're trying to do that for that long, that's
Well, this is streaming exclusive, so I'm not sure if they're if this is going to be on TV. So I don't know why they have to fill out an episode, because this is 25 minutes. The next episode was 24 minutes apparently.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird because even if you were to put this on TV, you're not going to get a lot of viewers. There's not people that are anticipated to see Velma hit Adult Swim. In fact, I think ratings would lose. I think they'd lose ratings if they were to put Velma on Adult Swim. This shit is not a potential success. This is a potential failure. It's not even a potential failure. The only issue I have is because it's getting hate watched, now I think it's the most watched premiere of an HBO animated series.
That's what they're saying. I doubt that. I feel like they're lying.
I feel like it's true because this is the highest point in which HBO Max has viewers. Because
Last of Us is coming out!
No, but I'm saying this was animated. Not live action. Just animated.
Okay, yeah.
Also, Close Enough, when that came out, very early in the HBO Max timeline.
Yeah, people already have subscriptions because of day-and-date shit, and they've barely been releasing anything, and they haven't been releasing any animated stuff, so that doesn't mean much.
No, not at all. No, I just don't see any optimism for HBO Max. I don't have that optimism for Velma at all. I don't know where else to lead onto this, but it's just a bad show. It's bad that it got so much budget for the shit that it was.
Yeah, that's like me saying I have out of all the people who came in this house, I have the most respected dog in this house. It's the only one.
It's the only one. It's the only one. Yeah, it sucks. But I want to move on to unless you have anything else to say. I'm gonna move on to Last of Us, just because.
Okay, well, I do is this. It's not even the only Scooby-Doo show to be meta. A pup named Scooby-Doo does Scooby-Doo meta humor, much better.
That's right.
Again, I'm not continuing this show anymore because it's just it's none of these characters are likable. So I'm not interested in any of the story beats. It seems like a plot that could get interesting, but I don't want to follow these characters for it.
I feel like it's just going to keep breaking itself. The potential is just going to keep getting cut off with shitty writing.
At this point, even if they have a joke time well, I can't really laugh with it because I don't like any of these characters in any of these situations. And the reason they don't have a Scooby in this universe is because they said it's not mature enough for this type of show. But the thing is, this world is it's not a down to earth world. It's crazy. We just saw one scene where a dude's leg just get decapitated. No, his limb just gets cut off by a seat being thrown, and no one's acting weird around it.
No one reacts to it at all. It's normal in this.
This is a crazy world where somebody at a funeral, these kids were calling this girl the dead girl slut.
Yeah,
and it's apparently some kind of crazy wacky world. So why is a talking dog in this universe? It wouldn't be it would not fit in.
No.
It would not fit in.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know what else to say about this.
Yeah, I don't really care. And it's it seems like they're trying to generate hate so more people can watch this.
Right.
I'm putting my like full tin hat on, but like it's possible the show could get like good later on if this is like a stunt on purpose where they're trying to forward like the like put on bad writing on purpose and just like save it for later. So like they have the hate watchers already on the show, so like for like the hate watchers, when they watch the rest of it, they find out the show's actually good and actually get us better word of mouth. That's a possibility that could happen. I don't see it happening, but like
absolutely.
Well, I'm already on the hate train for this, so like I'm not rooting for the show to go anywhere.
Well, I mean,
I want to forget about it. I just want it to stay dead.
Well, I mean, we've seen like we went through the She-Hulk era, right? And I know you think it's fine.
Oh yeah.
I think it's a fine show. I thought it was for the MCU is my problem. It's in the MCU, and that's my issue. But when you have a show that's just bad, to me at least, you're just gonna lose me. Like, I'm not gonna go and sit back, and even if it has good writing later, it's like, well, there are shows that have great writing all the way through and give a fuck about its viewers. They're not gonna put their viewers through trash for this long, especially if it's backed by like tens of thousands, if not millions of dollars, and they could have a script of solid writers. Like, I'm not gonna sift through just garbage. I'm gonna watch stuff that's actually like good. So
yeah, the thing about She-Hulk, it's like I know it's mixed with some people like it, some a few people like it, a lot of people hate it. I know most people hate this show. I know the problems with She-Hulk are like some of the same problems people have with other Marvel stuff, which is like it does have the same writing problems as like some of the other weaker Marvel stuff.
Right.
As some of the weaker Marvel shows too. So it's nothing new. So that's just a Marvel problem. Velma is just a bad show in general, and it just has. And this is like a new type of problem where it's like you made this like terribly written adult show and attached it to the Scooby-Doo IP.
Yeah.
And it's just so unfitting for this IP.
Completely unfitting.
Like, it should have been like a terrible adult show that stood on its own and just like died on its own.
Again, this shouldn't even have. Yeah, this should have had nothing to do with the Scooby-Doo IP to begin with, because you couldn't write a character. This character is just so uninteresting. Like, there are directions it could go that could make it more interesting, and I guess it's wrong for me to say that this character is completely uninteresting, because again, I like that one moment. But I just don't see this in the Scooby-Doo universe don't connect. This in the Scooby-Doo universe doesn't connect at all. So you could literally unplug Scooby-Doo from this, and this show could be called just Basic Bitch with Glasses, and that's the show. And that's it.
Or in the McKellen animated show. What's her name? I forgot her name. She's the voice of Velma. She's the one that works on. God dang it! Oh, Mindy Kaling, the Mindy Kaling animated show.
Yeah.
This is bad. I don't look forward to any of it.
Yep. I'm not even going to give it a rating because I'm not going to watch the way through. But not a good first episode. Yeah, that's not how you start. But again, I can see people actually liking this. This is some CW level shit that people will actually be drawn to potentially. So there will be potentially an audience that sticks to this. It sucks, but I could see it.
I guess it can. I mean, again, I think the animation is good. I think the art style is good. I like the way it looks.
I think the art style looks terrible to me, honestly. Everything looks too sharp. Everything looks too clean.
I think it's sharp. It's not great. It's not amazing. I think it looks okay. It like the animation style reminds me a lot of the Harley Quinn show.
Fair, and that is the right. No, it's 1-to-1 with the Harley Quinn show. But yeah, I'm not really like a super fan of the way it looks necessarily. But that's just me. Can we move off this awful show now?
No.
Okay.